All right, guys, we're getting back on here live. We are on top of a bridge right now. As you see, about 5,000 migrants. Let me plug my microphone in here as we get this live going and people start joining on. Hi. All right, so this is a little bit of a different vantage point here. We are on top of a bridge as we are seeing the migrant caravan make its way north. We're in Huehuetan right now. So we're just outside of Tapachula, but let me spin this guy around here so you guys can see. So about 5,000 roughly now in this caravan. They just passed through this checkpoint here, this immigration checkpoint. And as they passed through this checkpoint, they were cheering, they were hooting and hollering, excited that they made it through yet another checkpoint, another area where they could have been stopped, but were not. So again, you're seeing the migrant caravan here that is making its way up from Tapachula to Mexico City. We're doing this live feed here from a little bit different of a vantage point so you guys can see exactly what we're looking at. You can see all the way back there, that group of people is stretching all the way back into that area. But again, we are just looking at around 5,000 people. Caravan leaders are expecting it to grow. We have seen people join in on the caravan and we are expecting it to grow. And at this point, they expect it to grow to about 6,000. They don't expect it to get to these numbers that we're seeing circling around social media, mainstream media. Those numbers are not valid. What we can tell you here is in this caravan specifically traveling up from Tapachula to Mexico City and then carrying on to the U.S. border is about 5,000 and is likely going to reach 6,000 probably by the end of the day. So you see now this group is kind of breaching, going through back there on the highway and coming across this area of traffic which is stopped here. So you've got a couple of 100 people back there, but this area that you're seeing come through right now is going to be mostly kids, women, families. The ones that are lagging behind at the end there are mostly the family units. So you can see a lot of little kids. There are a ton of kids that are coming through this. I asked a gentleman who had been on several caravans if this was pretty normal, if they've seen this many kids in past situations, and he said no, this is the most kids that they've seen in a caravan so far. And we're seeing infants, really, really little babies and things like that. So again, we're standing here on top of an overpass in Huehuetan, which is just outside of Tapachula, on the route of the caravan here. So they're now going down this roadway here. I'm not sure. I feel like they're probably going to rest. They just walked probably a half hour, 45 minutes in the heat and humidity. So sounds like they're probably going to take another rest. Maybe there might be a park back here or something like that. So we're probably going to go hop off of this bridge here soon and go down that direction. But it does look like they're veering off course a little bit. Obviously, the highway is here. They're going in that direction. So if anybody has any questions, things like that, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of let this live feed hang and let you guys kind of watch what the situation is unfolding here and what we're experiencing on this side as well. Okay, so someone's asking who runs the checkpoints. So if you can see over here, there's a big sign that says INM. That is their immigration and customs enforcement. So that checkpoint would be similar to a U.S. border protection checkpoint, like what you would see if you're down in Texas, Highway 281, those kinds of things. So these are inspection checkpoints. So this one specifically would be run by the Mexican government. And again, these folks do have a protection order through a federal judge allowing them to move through Mexico. Now, the thing is, though, their protection order doesn't allow them to commit criminal activity, illegal activity. So if what they're doing is deemed illegal by the Mexican government, as it is by, depending on their claim, by way of illegal immigration, then they can be apprehended. But as we've seen here, they haven't been stopped. At the last checkpoint, they really pushed through a blockade of hundreds of National Guard troops, Mexican National Guard, and they were saying, God is with them because there was no violence, because they didn't stop them. So they're looking at this as the open door, right? That they're not being stopped. So this momentum that they're carrying on is carrying them through this caravan in this really long, hard walk. And they're saying, hey, we didn't get stopped. We're going to keep going. We got faith. Faith can move mountains. They're not stopping us. They're not using violence. And again, it's a really tough situation because you've got people here. You've got several activist groups, several human rights groups here that are here making sure that there isn't violence, that there isn't things that need to be documented. So the law enforcement individuals here kind of have their hands tied. They are not only dealing with the protection order, but they're also dealing with several human rights activist groups and nonprofit organizations that work with the UN. So they really are trying to keep the peace as well and make sure that nothing volatile happens. But at the end of the day, again, they're moving through Mexico. Mexico's not stopping them. Most of them, the majority, want to be in the U.S. The majority of the migrants that I have talked to do say that they want to get into the U.S. Some of them are going to Mexico City to get paperwork to stay in Mexico and work. I have talked to several who want to stay in Monterrey and work in Mexico and are okay with that. But I also have talked to the majority who say that this is, Mexico isn't enough money for what they want to do. They want to make more money. They want the American dream, so they want to go to America. So some people are asking, do I think that these folks will end up back in Del Rio in Texas again? Here's what I'm going to say about that. And I said this last night too, and I'm sorry if this is offensive in any way. But a criminal isn't going to rob the same store twice, right? Because you're going to have reinforcement. You're going to have law enforcement there. You're going to have people there with their eyes on that store. Well, that's kind of the same thing. They got stopped there. They know people got deported from Del Rio. They know what happened there. They know that National Guard is now set up there with, 700 to 1,400 troops basically throughout that area. So it's not probably somewhere that they are looking at as an option. Same with McAllen and La Jolla. That area also was already saw a surge. So they're already prepared for another wave of migrants. One of the areas, though, that they are talking about as an area that might potentially see this kind of surge would be in Arizona, an area along there that has not seen a really big hit like what the Texas border has seen. So as we show you here, this is kind of that vantage point here. We're on top of this bridge, this overpass, as they take that turn here in Huehuetan. And so there's Oscar Blue right over there. Are we going to head down? Why'd they go to the right?
Park.
I knew it.
And that is where they're going to rest, possibly for the rest of the day.
Really?
Yeah.
They might go for the rest of the day.
This is the reason why this caravan, they're saying that it's going to take them like a month.
Oh, a month now.
To get to Ciudad de Mexico.
Wow. Because they want to keep them together, right? Yeah. Are we going to walk over there? Or drive over there? Or are we going to stay?
First, let's go to the car. Carlos is waiting for us.
Oh, awesome. So, okay, let's go.
We're going to go and...
I'm still live, so let's just walk down.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Hi.
Which channel is yours?
I am independent. I'm an independent journalist. Yes. What about you?
Me too. I'm transmitted.
Okay.
Live now?
Yes. Let me give you my business card. I'm from Washington State. Okay. Very far. Yeah. You're Los Angeles?
Los Angeles Press.
There you go. Okay, so reach out if you need anything. We'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So, you know what's also really interesting here in this caravan and what we're doing here? I think it's really interesting because in the States, when I'm covering news, it's always competition, and don't share stuff and don't work with other journalists and that kind of nonsense. And here, everybody just wants to get the story out and everybody just wants exposure and everybody is helping everybody. And, there are certain journalists that speak English and some that don't, like myself. And so we're all really working together and helping. Because we all have the common goal, right, is to get the answers out, get the truth out, get exactly what's happening out. It's not like it's something where we're like, expose this. But hey, at the end of the day, so many people don't even know that this is still going on. And this is heading to our border. I mean, it is. It's most of these folks want the American dream and they want to go to America. So that is very much the case. Okay, so I'm going to kill my live feed here because we saw the scene. We're going to get in the car and I'll be back with you guys in a